If you're thinking about moving to Charlotte in 2025, you're not alone. Charlotte is one of the quickest growing metro areas in 2025, but you're feeling just a little overwhelmed. Where should you live? What neighborhoods do I even look in? Well, in this video, I'll be breaking down all the top neighborhoods for 2025 based on home prices, location, amenities, lifestyle, all the things. We've got you covered. Don't worry. Charlotte has over 200 neighborhoods. No wonder why it's overwhelming. We're gonna cover all these different types of neighborhoods and what they can do for your style. These neighborhoods are quickly growing based on the growth trends, the real estate market, the affordability, the lifestyle, the proximity to Uptown, the school districts, the living perks, all the things. So you're gonna get a good feel of what each neighborhood and what area you should be checking out. If you're thinking about making a move to Charlotte, be sure you check out the link in the description below after the video to grab a copy of our free relocation guide. My name is Brandy Reingeman. I'm a local realtor here in Charlotte, and welcome to our YouTube channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so you can continue to get notified and learn like a local. Many people relocate Charlotte for a different type of lifestyle. So one of the questions that you should ask yourself when you're considering what neighborhoods to look at is, what lifestyle do you want to live? Do you want suburban? Do you want urban? Do you want walkable? Do you want a little bit further out? Do you want luxury lake life? All of these things are possible here in the Charlotte area. But a lot of people relocate here because of a job relocation. So that's something that you're definitely going to want to keep in the back of your mind of how far are you comfortable driving. I say this in a lot of other my videos. I think you can get anywhere in Charlotte. We're going to bump it up to about 25 minutes now. Before it was like everywhere in Charlotte takes you 20 minutes. Now, because of the growth here in Charlotte, everywhere in Charlotte is going to take you about 25 minutes to get to. But a trend that we're noticing is a lot of our suburbs, a lot of our like neighboring cities that we consider suburbs of Charlotte are actually a little bit further out, but people relocating from, say, New York, where they're working in Manhattan, but they're living outside of it, they're not uncomfortable with an hour-long commute. So people are starting to get a little bit more comfortable with that, but I digress. So let's break it down. If you are looking for that walkable neighborhood, you want to be in the mix of the city. You really want that city lifestyle. You're going to want to take a look at neighborhoods such as Uptown. Uptown is Charlotte's downtown. As you'll see, it is the center of our city. If you look at Charlotte on a map, we've got two big loops, one the 485 loop, and then right in the center, we've got a little other circle that encompasses 4 different kind of wards. We call them the 4 wards: first ward, second ward, third ward, and fourth ward. These all have different feels to it. They have a lot of historic buildings to it. If you want to live in Uptown Charlotte, you're either going to find yourself in a high-rise condo. Can be super modern, great skylines. Some of them are even overlooking some of the athletic stadiums that we have. Or in some of these, like the fourth ward, you might be able to find a townhome or something, but you're going to be super walkable. And a lot of people, if you're coming down here for Bank of America, BB&T, Wells Fargo, a lot of people do work in our Uptown business district. So this could be a really good option for you if you're kind of wanting that mix of it all. Maybe you don't have a car and you're not looking to get one. Uptown could be a great option for you. Now, if you don't quite want to be in Uptown, you still want a little bit more removed from the city, you're going to want to check out neighborhoods such as South End, Plaza Midwood, Noda, and even Dilworth. Now, they all have a little bit of a different feel. So South End Charlotte is exactly what it sounds. It's just south of Uptown Charlotte. You hop on South Boulevard, you take it straight down. South End is known for its light rail that you can take all the way up to North Charlotte. They are working on expanding this over the next few years into different areas of Charlotte. But if you wanted to live in South End, you really don't need a car. You can walk to Trader Joe's, to Publix. You can even walk to Lowe's. You can grab dinner. You've got a bunch of dog parks. You have a light rail that is all walkable. You've got restaurants. Now, if you want to live in South End, you're going to find yourself likely renting. There are condos and there are townhouses available, but the majority of the real estate in South End is actually rentable apartments, which I always say if you're a young professional and you don't kind of mind being in the mix of it and you don't need that 4-bedroom home or a large yard for your animals, I always say give South End a go. It's a really good area to see some of the local Charlotte spots. It's always super lively. It has a great energy to it. It's not super loud. Yes, it is considered one of our entertainment districts here, but it's not like downtown Nashville, or I've never been to Vegas, but I can't imagine it's just as loud as Vegas kind of thing. So it is an entertainment district, but it's not crazy. In general, Charlotte is a pretty low-key entertainment city, but there is still a lot of things to do. So definitely take a look at South End if you're a young professional or if you're brand new and you're comfortable with that like apartment, townhouse condo living situation, take a look at it, especially if you don't have a car. You've got a lot of like the co-working spaces. Now, if you like the feel of South End, you want to be close to the breweries and the local restaurants, but you need that little bit more of a family lifestyle, you can jump right across South Boulevard and take a look over into Dilworth. Dilworth is a Charlotte staple. It is one of Charlotte's oldest neighborhoods. It used to be a rail cart neighborhood, so it's kind of like on a grid. These homes here have smaller lots, but they're all stunning. You're going to have a mixture of larger homes. You're going to have a mixture of bungalow style homes with really cute front porches. Now, this is a higher price point. You're not going to really get any in there for anything under 800,000 really. And even then it might need a little bit of TLC to it. You're right across the street from South Boulevard, so close proximity to South End, but also you've got East Boulevard, which is another really, really cool place that has some coffee shops and some of my favorite restaurants like 300 East or Copper. You've got Sunflower Baking. You also have some really cool local stores. You've got Paper Skyscrapers. If you want kind of to be in the mixture of it all, but not quite in Uptown, but you may be feeling like you've aged out of South End a little bit, or you need a little bit more space for your growing family, you might want to take a look at Dilworth. If Dilworth is not your style, maybe you want a little bit larger yard, you can always just go a little bit further away and go to Sedgefield. Sedgefield is a little bit of a different mix. It's one of Charlotte's older neighborhoods. It's more spread out. But right now what we're seeing is a lot of developers or even private owners are coming in and purchasing some of the original, brick ranch homes in Dilworth that are sitting on a 1/4 of an acre lot, and they're knocking them down and kind of putting these like little mini mansions in them. Beautiful neighborhood to drive through, but you have to know that you're going to have a variety of people, a variety of homes, but it is a large neighborhood. So if you kind of want to be even a little bit further removed, you could always take a look at that. So that's one of the walkable areas that we can do. Now let's switch gears a little bit over and go over east of Uptown and go to the Noda, Plaza Midwood area. These are two notable Charlotte neighborhoods. If you've heard of Charlotte, you've heard of them. Plaza Midwood and Noda are right next door to each other. It's also in the mixture of Villa Heights in there. These are all some of Charlotte's really walkable neighborhoods. They do draw a younger crowd, but over the past few years, we have seen a lot of families move into these areas because the neighborhoods are amazing. You've got wide streets. They're all older Charlotte neighborhoods. They've got these mature tree lines. And both of these, whether you are on Central or Plaza, you've got main streets that give you that walkable area to go grab coffee or breakfast or lunch. Noda has a little bit more of an artsy, eclectic feel to it, where Plaza Midwood has a little bit more newer feel to it. Now, it's definitely not new by any means, but you've got a little bit more dinner restaurants and a couple of like higher end restaurants, I should say. Ever Angelo is one of my all-time favorite restaurants in the area. But these are two neighborhoods that are just, I moved here 9 years ago and they were starting to turn over then. I thought by now we'd have tapped out on them, but not at all. It's still growing. Your average price point in there is in the 8s. I will say 8's not going to get you a ton. Be ready to be flexible on your budget if that's something that you're considering, but great walkable areas, both very family friendly. Both of them are accessible to the light rail and they're only about 10-15 minutes outside of Uptown Charlotte. And if you need to get to somewhere such as South Park, it's only about a 25-minute drive and you can hop right on 45 and get just around the city if you need to go anywhere else. So those are some great walkable areas, entertainment districts where you can still have that city feeling, that urban vibe, but not quite in Uptown Charlotte. Something really cool about that too, if you are looking in those areas but don't quite have that budget to stretch that far, maybe you don't need that large of a home, there is, Charlotte has a couple opportunity zones over there. Got like Shamrock Hills, Belmont over there. There are a couple other neighborhoods over there that still have really good options to get in there at an affordable price. Hang on to that property for a while if you're okay with the smaller home, and then that property is going to be worth double its value almost. So there are some really cool opportunity zones to get in there for investment purposes as well. But shifting gears now, we are going to go to the suburban lifestyle. A lot of people are moving to Charlotte that already had their family established. Maybe you've got 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids, I don't know. Maybe you just don't want to be in the mix of it all and you like that suburban feel where you know your neighbors and your kids can play on the cul-de-sac, and during the hot summer days you can go to the clubhouse and take a jump in the community pool. We've got a ton of those as well. One of the main areas that pop out as a suburban, it is kind of like when you describe suburbia, you're describing Ballantyne. Ballantyne is in South Charlotte. It is 28277. A few years ago, it used to be one of the most highly searched zip codes. It's crazy. Ballantyne is beautiful. It's clean. It's just brick signs and brick walls and well manicured landscape everywhere you look. You can get a larger family home here. I want to say cookie cutter, but it's not quite cookie cutter. It still has some character in it. Most of the homes in Ballantyne were built in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. So you still do get some character. You still get that brick 2-story home with some shutters, and you still get that North Carolina feel. There are a ton of communities in Ballantyne. Most of them are single family homes. There are townhome and condominium opportunities down there if you would like. Ballantyne is going through this change as well because so many families have moved there. They've actually had to open a new school. Ballantyne was drawing people because out of the Mecklenburg County schools, Ballantyne school districts were rated the highest. They in fact got so many people that they had to open a new school, and then they are now, because so many young families are kind of being drawn down there but are feeling a little bit removed from the local feel that Charlotte offers. They're doing a major project right now called Ballantyne Reimagined, where they've taken this big piece of property and they're adding a walkable mixed use development area where you've got condos and you've got breweries. OMB's opened up down there. Rooster's Wood-Fired Kitchen, which is a Charlotte local restaurant here. And Positano's Italian. You got a ton of local restaurants there that are great. And then you have an amphitheater that they're going to do live music there with the park right across the street. And then you've got the Ballantyne Hotel. You've got water features. I mean, they really are doing an incredible job. So it's a really cool area if you're a young professional. It's a really good way to meet people as well. Like if you're looking to get out there and meet people, it's a great way to do it. Ballantyne's definitely a prime example of suburbia. If you think of a suburban area, it's gonna look like Ballantyne, I promise you. Ballantyne does have a little bit of a higher price point for a suburb. So let's say you're not in that price point area. Well, there are a couple different options. Steel Creek is another really big community or a area of homes. That's the best way to do it. Filled with master plan communities, homes such as the Palisades are down there. It's right by our outlet mall, so there's a ton of shopping down there. Steel Creek, you're gonna have a lot of strip malls. You're going to have more of your chain restaurants like Outback, and a lot of your fast food restaurants are gonna be down there. So you're gonna kind of miss out on that local feel that other neighborhoods might offer for you. These are large master plan communities. Most of them have HOAs, most of them have clubhouses. If you need a larger home for a more affordable budget, definitely check out Steel Creek. That too is only a 20-minute drive from Uptown Charlotte. Because of the heavy population down there, it is a heavier trafficked area, but honestly, that's gonna be the story anywhere you are in Charlotte. So Steel Creek is definitely one of them. It can feel a little bit cookie cutter. In my opinion, what I think people see when they mean cookie cutter is I think they see houses with a lot of vinyl siding on them. They all look identical, same garage doors, same colors everywhere. So Steel Creek can give you that feel, but it's still a really clean part of the area. It does have a mixture of townhouses and single family homes. A lot of renters are down there. So a lot of people that move to the Charlotte area start off in the Steel Creek location just because it's an affordable option with a ton of options down there, and you're close to this airport, you're close to 45. So it's another good option if you're looking for it. Now, if you don't want something that feels that cookie cutter, I always recommend, and I kind of feel like it's one of like the hidden spots in Charlotte or the forgotten area of Charlotte, North Charlotte, Highland Creek is one of my favorite neighborhoods. It's still, you know, the home was built in the 80s and 90s, so it still has that brick home, larger lots, established trees. The streets are a little bit wider. It's a little bit quieter, low HOAs, where if you're looking down in the Ballantyne area or the Steel Creek area, while the HOAs can be low, it just has a different feel to it. You know, it's newer versus older, established lots, larger cul-de-sacs. So I definitely recommend the Highland Creek area if you're kind of looking for something with a little bit more character and you don't mind the character that older homes can provide, right? They might not have those huge, large kitchens, and they might have a little bit more rooms versus that open floor plan that a lot of people like. I definitely recommend checking out Highland Creek. It is in North Charlotte area. It's a beautiful part of town. And again, 20 minutes from Uptown Charlotte and you can get there. We're going to switch gears totally. So Brandy, I don't want to be in the mixture of it and I don't want to be in suburbia. Cool. Understood. We're going to take you to the lake. That's right. We've got 2 lakes here in Charlotte. If you go north, we've got Lake Norman. If you go south, we've got Lake Wylie. Now, I can't really give you a price point in these areas because again, the average price point in Mooresville, just to give you an example, is in the 500s. Now I say that, You can find something for $400, but you can also find something for $8 million because we've got a ton of lakefront properties. So real estate is huge up there. Mooresville is actually rated the quickest growing suburb in America. Mooresville has a little bit of a small town feel. Depending on where you're at, can feel a little bit rural, but they also have beautiful communities. If you are at the higher budget, if you're above 1.5 billion, you have communities such as The Point, Trump International over there, the golf courses over there. Beautiful, beautiful lakefront properties. Tons of family-friendly communities. Mooresville also has a really good school district. People find themselves liking the school district in Mooresville better than Mecklenburg counties. So you have lake life if you want it. You can go south and go to Tegakay, Clover, Lake Wylie is right there on Lake Wylie. A variety of different properties and get larger lots down there, and you do feel a little bit more removed while still being close to your grocery stores and your Targets. So Charlotte has a ton of different options. I know it can be overwhelming, and you don't have to choose any of these. You can get the best of all worlds. I live in a neighborhood called Madison Park where we are right down the road from South Boulevard. We can get to South End in less than 10 minutes. We can get to Uptown in less than 20 minutes. We can hop on the light rail, but we've got single family homes where you can grow into them if you need. You got older homes, so you have established trees, so you're kind of urban, you're not too far from Uptown, you're not quite the suburbs, so you have a mixture, whatever it is you're looking for. I hope you find this video helpful. If you're looking to learn more about Charlotte neighborhoods, take a look at some of our other videos on our channel here. Here's a video of South End. That would be a really good starting point to kind of get you the idea of what you could get in South End. And if you're relocating, be sure to grab our relocation guide for free here in the description. If you have any more questions, please give us a call, send us a text message. We'd love to help out.